Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new and stopping by for the first time, I would love it if you would become part of this family by clicking the red subscribe button and tapping the notification bell and then all to be notified every single time I upload. For those of you returning, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate all you guys so much. So for today's video, we have these cute little fall signs that I made using Dollar Tree signs. So let's get into it.
Your heart, I'm waiting here for you. Yeah, I know you will always be the.
Okay, so to start off this DIY, I have these little signs that I showed you guys in my haul. These are not new to Dollar Tree, but I have never seen them before. So I just start by taking the plastic off and then taking the little knobs off. I use a drill. I happen to have one. So I use what I have, but if you guys don't have a drill, these can probably just screw off with your hands, or you can use a regular Phillips head. So for the first sign, I'm just taking my moss in Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just painting the Our Nest is Best. And I had showed you guys this in my Decorate With Me, and you guys wanted to see this, but I came up with this technique on accident. I just took my moss, and in my previous sign I was just being lazy and I didn't want to rinse out my brush or get a new one, and so it made these really cool streaks in it. So I tried to replicate that with toasted marshmallow and moss. So for the next sign, I take my toasted marshmallow. I do not rinse out my brush, and I just paint it on. I don't paint too much because I want those streaks to shine through. But for the second coat, I end up going in and making extra strokes. But you'll see that in the next part, because I do end up having to do 2 coats. So after you get your paint on there, you just want to take your brush and kind of flatten it out and get the excess paint off. So for my third sign, I take my apple barrel acrylic in warm buff, and I just give that one a good coat as well. And in between coats, I just wiped my brush off with a paper towel. Because these colors are all fall colors, I wasn't really too worried about one color shining through in a different sign, because I think that it just gives the sign character anyway. So I wasn't really too worried, but I just focused on trying to get a nice good coat on the first coat, because I didn't want to have to do 2 coats, but with acrylic paint you always have to, regardless, so it doesn't really matter. So for this second coat on the first sign, I took ivory in the chalk paint just because I wanted this sign to be a lot brighter, and it just was a little bit too dark for my liking, but if you like it, you can leave it. So I take my moss, and this is the part where I just go ahead and give it some streaks. I kind of just dab it here and there, and then I go back and not blend it, but, well, yeah, blend it without getting rid of those streaks, if that makes any sense. But you can see what I'm doing. And then for this green sign, I just take a little bit more moss, and I had already had the ivory on my brush, so I didn't have to go in with another color. It just came off my brush really nicely, and I really like the way that it turned out. And then for the next one, I go in with my warm buff again. I give it a coat, and then I end up going in with my hazelnut in Waverly chalk paint, and that's what I streak this sign with. I'm standing outside, knowing that. 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 I'm standing outside, waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I was calling out your name. after my signs have 2 coats and they dried, I just take a pencil, and be careful if you're using a mechanical pencil. I actually stripped some of the paint, but no big deal to me. I'm just outlining them. The signs had an outline before they painted, and I thought it looked good, so I wanted to outline these as well. So I just go in with my pencil, I outline them all, and then we'll go in later and darken them up. But I just use a pencil in case I need to erase initially. That way, if I mess up, it's no big deal. So I take my handy dandy graphite paper, this pumpkin patch printout that we used in our last project, and I'll leave that linked in the description box, and then a faux wood looking piece of scrapbook paper. And all I'm doing is just tracing out this pumpkin because I'm going to glue that onto one of the signs. So I just trace it out, and then I take my scissors and cut it out. Next, you just want to take a paint pen or even a paintbrush, and paint would work, but I have paint pens. I love them, and that's what I use to just outline my sign. And I only do one sign outline at a time, and you'll see why. I just want to make sure that my wording and everything fits on there correctly before I outline. So I just take a disappearing purple glue stick, and I use that to glue my paper onto my sign, just because hot glue leaves kind of like divots in your paper, and glue sticks let you have a really nice smooth adhesion to whatever you're using. Next, I just take some gingham ribbon, and I'm just making a simple ribbon. This is how I make all my ribbons because they come out perfectly, and I'm just going to put that aside to work on my lettering. So next, I'm just going to take a stencil and stencil on the word harvest, starting with the V in the middle, and then working my way to my right, and then working my way to my left with my letters, so that way I have them center on the paper. And I also just draw a simple little free-handed design, and then I go in with my fine point paint pen and trace that out, and then outline the outside of the pumpkin so that it stands out. I then go in with my white paint pen and kind of just make little lines to accentuate the letters, just so that they pop off the page and look more professional. So to end this sign and finish it off, we just glue our bow on, and I think this turned out so cute. So next we're going to work on the green sign. Now I will tell you guys, I kind of mixed these up. I don't know why I thought that this one, like the tan one, was supposed to be the one with the lettering, and my last signs I traced the pumpkin on and put the scrapbook paper on this green sign, but it ended up working out in the end, and I actually really liked the way it turned out, so it wasn't no big deal. If you liked the way I did it last time, go to my last video and you can see I show you guys these signs, and then you can just see how to just flip-flop them. So the wording wasn't going to fit on this sign because it's tall and skinny. So I just traced the U-pick. I free-handed a pumpkin, and then I took my stencil and just put homegrown in the middle. And then here I'm just going back in with some moss and fixing my mess-ups. And then I just take a twine bow and glue it on. So for this sign, I'm going to be doing the 1 mile, the arrow, and the pumpkin patch, and then also right underneath it, the 10 cents a pound. So here I'm just going to show you that I'm tracing it on, and here I'm just showing you after it's traced. So then I go in with my fine point paint pen again in the black, and then I just accentuate the lines again. And that is it, you guys. And I also forgot to mention that I did outline my signs after I finished the wording on each. And so that is it for these signs. I really enjoy making them. I really enjoy hearing if you guys like them. So let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. I did also want to mention, you guys, I am so sorry for my big hair being in the way. I don't realize it until I'm editing and then everything's done, so I can't go over and re-record, and I'm just so sorry. I try to edit out as much as I can, but sometimes I just can't help it. So for the last part, all you want to do is take your little knobs and screw them back in. Again, I used my drill because that's what I have, but a screwdriver would work just fine. And that is it for the signs.
Looking back at the good times.
Okay guys, so for the next DIY, bonus DIY, I picked up these flour sack hand towels from Walmart. I believe they were $1.97, but they're really, really nice, thick quality. And I thought that they were so cute and matched my decor, and I wanted to make little throw pillows out of them. So all I did was fold them in half. I tried to smooth them out as best as I could. You don't really need to iron it. In the end, you can't even really see the wrinkles, but I just flip it inside out basically. And you guys, this is so easy. All you have to do is take your hot glue, run it down the side, close that up, run it down the other side, close that up, turn it inside out, push your corners out so that way you have nice crisp corners. And then all you do is stuff it. You guys will see here in a minute. You're probably wondering where this stuffing came from, but I had got this stuffing from pillows that came with my couch, and I hated the pillows. And so I just took the stuffing out of those because they're just sitting in a closet going to waste. And I just use them to stuff these pillows. So I just take and put my stuffing in, and then I do one side, glue it down, and then I take the next side after the one side's glued. I kind of pick up on it. That way I can see and make sure that it's even. Put another bead of glue and then close it up that way. I'm sure you guys have seen this a million times, but I just wanted to show my subscribers that maybe haven't seen this before. So then I just take the next one and repeat those steps. And these are so cute. I love them. They're comfy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for stopping by. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tap the like if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one.
For it all.